So I like video games, I like movies, and I like John C. Reilly. So, Wreck-It Ralph. There's a bug wreaking havoc on my room. I will find him, and I will kill him. Wreck-It Ralph is the new Disney animated film about a video game villain named Ralph, who wrecks things and wants to stop wrecking things and be a good guy. He's a villain, so he's kind of a loner, and he wants to become one of the good guys and fit in with the good guys and not be seen as a villain anymore. That's the premise of Wreck-It Ralph. If you've seen the trailer, you know that this movie is all about video games, and so there's a lot of kind of homages to other video games, old school video games, and this movie was made for nerds like me. So I really enjoyed this one. So you got John C. Reilly, Sarah Silverman, Jack McBrayer, and Jane Lynch. Lots of people, and the old dude from Modern Family. Lots of people in this one. All fantastic. Everybody was really great in this movie. Especially Alan Tudyk. Tudyk. What kind of name is that? It doesn't make sense to me. He was awesome in this movie as the king of Candyland. Yeah. The one person, though, that I wasn't sure about going into this movie is Sarah Silverman, and I've heard some complaints about her from different people. I don't mind Sarah Silverman. I understand how people can find her annoying, but she really works in this movie because she's supposed to kind of be annoying, and it really fits. I think everybody was casted perfectly for this movie, especially Sarah Silverman. I kind of find her voice annoying sometimes as an adult, but when she's playing a kid, it works. So she was perfect for the part of the little girl, the little annoying girl in this movie. Then you got John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly makes not funny things funny. You believe that he is Ralph. You believe that because he totally fits. John C. Reilly fits the character of Ralph perfectly. He's the best person for the voice of Ralph. Because when you're watching the movie, you know it's him, and you believe him as the character of Ralph, but you still know it's him, and so there's certain lines in the movie that would not be funny at all if they were anyone else, and because he's John C. Reilly, certain lines in this movie are funny. He kind of has this pathetic humor to him, where it's a little bit silly, and it really works. I mean, in every movie that he's ever been in, he can say something that's totally lame, like in Boogie Nights, for instance, when he's like, "How much you squat?" And just that whole conversation, like, it's totally lame and obnoxious, and that's what's funny about it. And he pulls that humor off really well. And so there's lines in this movie where he's like, "You're not my friend." And it's only funny because John C. Reilly pulls off that lame humor really well. Classic game characters don't play big roles in this movie. They have little bits here and there, and they're in the background all the time. I liked that a lot, but they're not a major part of this movie. This movie's about Ralph, and it's about the video games that these characters are in. There's not a lot of video game references in the movie. I mean, there are, but you know, like when you watch the trailer and there's like all the video game characters sitting around in a circle, that's one scene in the movie, but that's not the whole movie. It's not about Sonic or Mario or those characters that you'd love to see in this movie. It's not about them, so they're not in this movie a lot. So don't go in expecting lots of video game references. Know that there are a few, but don't go in expecting a plethora of them. I just killed that bug. He's dead. With any good animated movie, you've got humor that works for kids, and then you have to have humor that's funny for adults. And there's a lot of that humor in this movie, and there were several laugh-out-loud funny moments that were funny because they were intended for the adults. This movie had some dark humor that involved violence. That was kind of surprising to me, and I thought it was freaking hilarious. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to tell you what it is, because it's one of the funnier moments of the movie. But there's some really dark, kind of violent humor in this movie, and it really worked, and I thought it was really funny. Another thing that I also liked is that there wasn't too much kid humor. You know, there's some jokes where you're sitting there going, that's not really funny. But there's not a crap load of those, so thank you for that. There's another bug in my room. There's like 90 bugs in my room. There's also some name calling in this movie that kids wouldn't understand, and I don't know if I misinterpreted this, but he calls a girl in the movie a crumb snatcher. That was interesting. There's also a lot of science fiction references. I think this movie was well aware of the audience that it would be bringing in. Some blatant alien homages and Star Wars references and things like that. Interesting stuff. I don't know. Interesting stuff. One thing, though, that I didn't like, I don't think the aliens in this movie were really necessary. There was a conflict without them, so I don't know why they were there, but... Anyways, I really, really enjoyed Wreck-It Ralph. I thought it was a very fun, family-friendly film, and I had a lot of fun watching it. I laughed a lot. This movie was very entertaining. All the performances, voice performances by the actors were great. So I had very few problems with this movie, and I really enjoyed it. I know that people are going to go see this movie regardless of what I have to say about it, but I still recommend it. If you have kids, or if you like video games or animated movies, go see Wreck-It Ralph. It's definitely a good one, and to this point, it's my favorite animated film of this year. The only animated film that I haven't seen that I heard was good was Paranorman. So that's the only thing that I can't really compare it to. So that's my review of Wreck-It Ralph. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe to my channel and like this video below. Then, there's more. Comment below this video. Let me know what your favorite animated film of all time is. Mine's gotta be Toy Story. I count them all as one movie, so the Toy Story movies are my favorite. Comment, let me know what yours is. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing Flight and the Iron Fist Man movie, so I will have reviews on those at some point. I don't know when I will see them, but I will. So.